I started working on a game yesterday, and I've made some really good progress on it so far. In these 2 clips, I want you to try and see if you can tell 3 main differences. Now, 2 are going to be pretty easy to notice, and 1 is going to be more subtle, but add a really good effect. Alright, so 2 of those were fairly obvious. The first being the planet pointer, or the planet indicator. This I added because often I found that when walking around the planets that are closest to you are off screen, but they're still in distance to jump, and so I needed a solution to that. So the simplest solution was adding this line that looks at my game state nearest planet coordinates. And the way I get this information is kind of silly. Floating above my player's head is an Area 2D, get nearest planet coordinate detector. And all this does is it flies around as you rotate around the planet, and it looks for other planets' atmospheres. And if it sees another planet's atmosphere, it saves that planet's coordinates into my global script. The next thing is this little icon. And this is a texture progress bar with these 2 little textures that I've actually already had and I'm reusing. I set the fill mode to clockwise. And in my script, I have the onReady jump charge, and I have a jump multiplier. Honestly, that's all I need. When the jump action is pressed and the player is on the floor, the jump charge value, the progress bar, if it is less than max value, it increases by the step. And then when the button is released, it gets multiplied by the jump charge multiplier, and the character gets a force impulsed on it, and he flies to the next little planet. Rather than just having an arbitrary variable that's the jump charge amount, I use the texture bar progress to hold on to it. Moving on to the third, it is a parallax layer. And this is one of my favorite effects ever to exist ever. Parallax layers do a really good job of creating an atmosphere in a 2D game. A 2D game has an uphill battle because it is inherently flat. And so a parallax layer, or many parallax layers, are used to create depth. Rather than sticking to the player by trying to keep up with the motion, it lags behind and really makes it feel like the stars and the space, the background, is really far away, or at least further than you and the planet. With these 3 changes, it really gives the game a huge upgrade. But this is only the start. What do you think I should add next?